Dear Toyota and Lexus owners, do you ever wonder what is the number one cause of engine problems in modern Toyota and Lexus engines? What do you think causes problems? Is it Toyota quality that is declining? Is it cars are not good anymore? What is the cause? Do you know what the number one cause of engine problems in modern Toyota and Lexus engines are? The owners. Not directly, but that's a sad reality. Folks, let's talk about this because let's first break it down to a few categories. First thing is, engines that have problems, they have problems. Whether you take care of them, whether you neglect them, they will have problems. Example of that, if you look all the way back, 2AZ FE engine, 2.4 liter like for example 2007 2009 Toyota Camry, that engine had a problem from the get-go. No matter what you do to it, it's going to burn oil, and there was a fix for it that fixed it and no problems. We look at more new stuff, V35A. There is a problem with that engine. There is a recall on this engine. That, no matter what you do to that engine, the affected ones will be affected. The end. There's nothing with maintenance. But I'm talking about the engines that, if you take care of them properly, they will last a good 300, 400,000 miles without a single problem. Those are the ones that are getting destroyed by owners by doing one, maybe two mistakes. Let's talk about them. First mistake, which is this is the plague of modern Toyota and Lexus engines, the 10,000 mile oil change. Folks, I have flat out, just excuse me for a small rant here, I have dried my lungs saying this. Over 6 years that we've been here on YouTube, 4 years in the shop, and before that, a long career with Toyota at a dealership. This is the number one cause of engine problems. Some problems you will see very clearly, some problems you will see later on. Let's dive into them because I want you to not just say, hey, 10,000 mile oil change is not good. What problems happen if you have a 4-cylinder engine? Here are some problems that could happen. Best case scenario, VVTi problems, oil control valves failing, variable valve timing gears getting clogged, and all kinds of performance issues related to that. Second problem, which is the more common one, oil consumption. It is unbelievable how cars show up here. We just had a car today, 200 miles, 3 quarts of oil gone. Why? 10,000 mile oil changes from day one. Same owner, car is perfect otherwise. Well maintained, well taken care of. 10,000 mile oil changes from day one. 250,000 miles? It's been burning oil for the last 100,000 miles, and it's only gotten worse and worse and worse. The cases are unbelievable how they are becoming alarming, all because of 10,000 mile oil change. All of a sudden, you get a car. Every once in a while, we get a car, 300,000 miles on the same engine that I just gave the bad news to another customer. 300,000 miles, doesn't burn a drop. Runs smooth, no problems whatsoever. In that case, the engine in question is the 2ARFE, 2.5 liter, very popular engine among Toyotas. And I usually ask the owner, I'm like, what's your secret? Why is this engine not having issues? He's like, I changed my oil over 3,000 miles from day one. Well, there is that. And why is the car next to it has half the mileage, and it's had a full service history, but at 10,000 miles, it's burning 2 and 3 quarts? What gives? And folks, I'm not talking about one case. I'm talking we're averaging 3 to 4 cars every single week in the shop that is burning oil. It's always the same thing, over and over and over. The first question I ask, how would you describe your oil change history? You know what someone that has done oil changes right on time, on top of it, everything, they will say it with pride. I did everything right. Do you know what the usual answer I get? Well, or not the best, I tried my best, but, well, that's the problem. Let's talk about the root cause of this problem. Toyota, can we please stop with the 10,000 mile oil change thing? Look, why did Toyota do this? Do they want to fix engines under warranty? No. Here's the problem. At certain point, and this was the late 2000s, early 2010s, there was, and it started by Mercedes-Benz, by the way, thank you very much for that disaster. There was kind of a race on which car needs less maintenance, and that was like an advertising thing. You know, this car doesn't need any maintenance. The transmission is lifetime. The oil change, you can go 10 and 15,000 miles on some of the German cars. That started a trend. Oh, wait, why don't we do that too? Some folks will say, well, I follow the manufacturers, the engineers that design the car. I follow their recommendation. I'd like to invite you to find one powertrain engineer that will tell you 10,000 mile oil changes are perfect. There's absolutely no problem with that. Not one will agree. Folks, the bottom line is, here's what the sad reality is. The question is, if we do 10,000 mile oil changes, will this car have issues before the warranty runs out? No. If you do oil changes every 20,000 miles, will this car have problems until the warranty runs out? No. That's the answer to that. So did the engineers decide it was 10,000 miles is okay? No. Somebody that asked, is this car going to make it past warranty? Yes. Okay, then that's good. I mean, a car has 100. In the eyes of the advertising person, car that has 100,000 miles, well, they got problems. It's a car. It's got a lot of miles. Toyota world, though, 100,000 miles is disappointment if that's all you got out of it. The God honest truth. Because with Toyota in 2026, there's a lot of compromises. If the reliability is not there, these compromises make no sense. You're paying more for the car. Sometimes they're at a disadvantage for technology, although Toyota is kind of ramping up their technology catch-up and things are better. But still, there are compromises. You can, for the same money, get a much nicer car from someone else, but you're buying this one because of reliability. But if that's not there, and 100,000 miles, you got all kinds of problems, what's the point? That's the problem. Folks, the 10,000 mile oil change have simply destroyed any four-cylinder engine from Toyota. That's the problem. That's the first problem. The second problem, 6 months, year and a half, or whenever the 10,000 miles gets here. Folks, it is very common for me to see cars here come in for their 10,000 mile oil change 3 years later. This oil has been in this engine for 3 years. Now, the question you ask yourself is, well, we're not driving the car much. What's the problem? Here's the problem. The minute you start your engine cold, some fuel will make it in the oil. Let that fuel sit in the oil and not happy things will happen. That's the first problem. Second problem, engines that are not driven or not warmed up completely tend to build up an excessive amount of moisture. All that moisture sitting, not happy things are happening inside this engine. And namely, I'm going to name one engine that is very affected by this. A25A engine, 2.5 liter. This is current engine, still in production, still in many models. Very sensitive to moisture buildup. You let this engine sit for a year, you're going to have moisture buildup and excessive. That's the problem. That's the problem with the 10,000 mile oil change in 1 year. If I were you, 5,000 miles max, less if possible. 6 months max. It doesn't matter if you drove this car 10 miles in 6 months. Change the oil. Folks, let's just talk about this, because some folks have commented in the past, because I've said this in multiple videos, but let's reiterate it for 2026. Some folks have said, well, I own an automotive shop, I am a mechanic, I make money from people doing more oil changes. Let's talk about this. We actually almost barely break even on an oil change that comes in the shop sometimes, given the overhead of the shop and the cost of doing things and the guys and their compensation and the time it takes to do a proper oil change. We break even. We actually don't make anything. I don't count on oil changes to put food on my kid's table. Let's put it this way. We make our living doing complicated work, engine work, major restorations, things like that. So if a mechanic is telling you Do your oil changes, because I really don't want to see you guys go through this over and over with engine problems. I'm not trying to sell you work, folks. I'm just trying to make sure you don't have these devastating news. I don't want to see folks arrive at 100,000 miles and the car is burning oil and they feel like they've been defrauded. Wait, I paid this high price for this Toyota so it would last me, and now I might as well have bought the worst car ever, because we're arriving at the same thing. I don't want folks to go through that, folks. It's heartbreaking. It's devastating. That's the first problem. And do you know what's going to happen 10 years from now? We're going to have this disaster of the oil burning will go on overdrive. Overdrive with turbo engines. I am starting early, folks. These cars are still new. You still got a chance. Please, from the bottom of my heart, don't do this. Don't do the 10,000 mile oil change. On a turbo engine, it is a scary proposition. I mean, on turbo engines, I wouldn't even go the 5,000 miles. You know, I own a Tundra. 2024 Tundra hybrid. Is a turbo, twin turbo, V6, whatnot, the V6. So we don't drive this truck much. It's a shop truck, you know, we use it for stuff, but we don't drive it a lot. We may put, in a 3-month period, maybe 500 miles, sometimes not even that. Do you know how that oil looks when I drain it after 3 months? It looks like this oil has been there for 20,000 miles. And it has moisture, and it's not pretty. I'm actually considering cutting this interval even down. Folks, turbo engines just are really harsh on oil. Yes, and some folks will jump right at this moment, but modern oils have gotten so advanced and so this and that they're able to cope. Are the modern oils going to be there when we're sitting down having a conversation how you need a $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 engine at 100,000 miles? They are not. That's the problem. Folks, if you own a turbo engine, please, let's not start on the wrong foot with these turbo engines. A lot of folks already have concerns about the reliability. I can guarantee you we will not have good results with the 10,000 mile oil change with a turbo engine. That's just guaranteed. I want to show you one thing. Some folks will comment right now, I have a Highlander, a Sienna with a V6. I do 10,000 mile oil changes. I don't have a single problem. That's what they will say. Here's the reality of that. For some reason, and I'm happy for that reason, because that's a very expensive proposition, V6 engines are less susceptible to problems with the 10,000 mile oil changes. Same thing with the V8s. Now, V8s do develop some really bad problems. We'll talk about those. V6 engines, namely 2GR or GR series engines, they're more forgiving with the 10,000 mile oil change. But here's what ends up happening. You will have VVTi problems, pretty expensive ones, like oil control valves that frequently fail and fail and fail. You will have valve strain issues, lifter collapsing, things of that nature because of the contamination of the oil just not clean all of the time. Then the V8s, the UR series V8s, notorious for the driver's side chain tensioner to stick and fail. Folks, do you know why they fail? I hope you know why they fail. Do you notice that some of the early Tundras that have the 5,000 mile oil change did not have these issues? That's all I'm going to say. And here's the reality. You will hear folks, so folks are kind of caught in the middle. The folks that are learning about this, they're caught in the middle. They'll go researching online. They will see other folks just swearing by the 10,000 mile oil change. It is the best thing ever. We never had a single issue. And then they will see other folks say, no, don't do that. I am one of those folks. Here's the sad part. The folks that say, I've done 10,000 mile oil changes, I've never had a single problem, they drive one car. That's all the data they have. And in reality, they will not come back to that post that they posted 5 years ago and updated, hey, I actually did have problems, and now I think I want to correct the record here for others to not take false information. Nobody will do that. I mean, that's how this works. Folks, be careful. I am seeing a surge of these engines starting with oil burning, with heavy moisture buildup, all kinds of problems, all caused by oil, folks. I mean, even when we had 5,000-mile oil changes, folks tend to neglect that. But now, it is not good. 10,000 miles usually turn into 11 and 12. 5,000 miles usually turn into 6 and 7. Not ideal, but okay. But with turbo engines, you cannot do that. 4,000-mile oil changes max. 4 or 5 months, get that oil out. Even 3 months if you're not driving it a lot. And here's the reality, folks. If you don't want this big expense, which I don't even understand what the big expense is. I mean, an oil change, if you don't drive the car a lot, twice a year you have to spend $150 to $200 a year. That's nothing compared to the $9,000 plus, some engines $30,000, by the way, if you're not familiar with the V8s and how expensive they can get. I don't think the math is adding up here. You're not saving anything. You are just guaranteeing problems if you continue with this. Folks, please, from the bottom of my heart, let's skip those 10,000-mile oil changes. And oh, what a big disaster it is with turbo engines. Folks, I see bad things coming in the future if we keep going with this, with the turbo engines. Please, if you want to save money, you think it is too much to spend this much, learn how to do things yourself. Some of these cars, the modern cars, they've gotten so simple with oil change. Filter is accessible, drain plug is right there. Invest in some tools, do it yourself. You'll save the money. If you don't have the time to be going to a place to get an oil change or whatnot, just do it yourself on a weekend. I never discourage anybody from working on their own car as long as we are researching and doing things right. And let's talk about that last part, doing things right. In my opinion, and folks will disagree, and this is a heavily debated subject, so we'll keep it very simple. Stick with the manufacturer recommended weight. Use an original Toyota filter. Is it the best filter in the planet? No. But do you need something better than this? No. If you have a canister style filter, make sure that cap is original, not an aftermarket one, because that's a sure way of one day you will have issues with it. Third, which is the biggest debate, what oil do you use? Folks, let's keep it simple. If you've been using that one oil brand all your cars and never had issues, well, keep using it. But if you don't and you have no idea, whatever you do, do not use bulk oil. That is going to be the next disaster in the industry. Bulk oil. Well, where does this oil come from? What company supplies it? And unfortunately, majority of shops and dealerships, that's what they do. I wish we would stop that because that's not working. And we're seeing a lot of issues because of that, because I don't know what oil was used. I don't think the dealership knows what oil was used. That's the problem. If you don't know what oil to use, Toyota and Lexus, buy the original Toyota oil. Now, is it the best oil on the planet? No. But is it good for these cars? Yes. And there's evidence to suggest that that is the case, folks. That's all I'm going to tell you. Let's recap and keep things simple. Skip the 10,000-mile oil change. Skip the 1-year oil change. If you got a turbo engine, cut it even less. Please. It breaks my heart to give bad news to folks. And then when it comes to the oil change itself, use a Toyota filter, use decent oil. If you don't know what that is, use a Toyota oil. Use Mobil 1. Basically, Toyota oil is made by Mobil 1, but it's not Mobil 1 oil. It's different. Folks, from the bottom of my heart, I hope nobody has issues with their engines. And your Toyota that you paid a lot for, and it was a long way to get it and all that, lasts 400,000 or 500,000 miles without a single issue. Folks, Toyota quality have now fallen, as some folks will say. We still see cars with a lot of miles without issues. Things have gotten more complicated, yes. Some engines have problems, some cars have problems, yes, but the majority don't. We still see cars here with our few years old with 200,000-300,000 miles, and they don't have a single issue. That's still out there. That's not gone. But we gotta make sure that we stay on top of things. That's very important. Folks, I hope this video was helpful and informative. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some other videos. Until the next video, folks, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.